we are going to be installing Rough Country's retractable power steps. Thing about Rough Country steps, which are really different than competition, it's got 3 arms versus 2 on Amp Research, but these are on its own lead. First things first, these mounts are beefy, and it's got, is that 1 motor per side?
Yeah, so 1 motor per side and then 2 additional lever arms.
Yep. Because
I've done a lot of amp steps, I think, on every truck before this. Yeah, that's actually a really big difference, which is nice. Because I'm not a small dude, so stepping on steps, man, sometimes it feels like they're just walking.
Oh yeah.
Gonna break. I always get scared of that.
And the cool thing about these, if you look on the bottom of the step, it's got LEDs.
There's big white strips right there. Actually LEDs. Like I need some more LEDs.
I know, right? As if Stan's truck wasn't bright enough.
I can't wait for my new wheel.
This is their harness right here. The module harness. Pretty straightforward stuff, really.
Plug and play.
Yeah, plug and play. It's straightforward. I guess this goes into your OBDII.
Have to get me a
splitter.
OBDII splitter.
Yeah. Rough Country comes with this instruction, and everything is color. It's the same color as your truck.
Nice.
Kind of. I love photo instructions.
Yeah.
That are actually clear, because sometimes you get those that are like black and white and you can't tell what's what.
Yeah, you can't see. There's like 17 holes in down there, and they're like, put it through this hole, and you're like, which hole?
Right. So it looks like this whole module goes under the dash.
Yeah.
Unlike the Amp Research ones that go
by the
under
battery.
Yeah, by the battery. So okay, and then all the wires get run through the plug on the driver's side, so we don't even have to fight the firewall. Well, yours should already be drilled for rock lights and stuff, that all the wires. Cool, pretty straightforward. So let's get started. It actually has labels. RR, right rear,
left
front. Forward, yeah, left front, right front.
Yep.
And this is right
motor,
mid, yeah.
left lever. So this is the thing that always drives me nuts. Is it left from back here?
That's what I was just about to ask.
Is it left from the front of the truck?
It's left from the truck, front of the truck.
Okay, because that always bugs me when they're like on the left hand side. I'm like, which left?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the way you're looking at the truck. Look at the left side bracket.
Left will be the driver's side. So if
we were wrong.
This is the driver's side. You're looking at it from the rear. That's your left. This
Okay.
is your right.
Okay.
See, that's why it's good to have good.
Because me and you were, I was wrong and you were right.
Yeah, I was like, because for me, I look at it from the back and I go, this is my left and this is my right side. Driver's right. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But some companies intend you to do it from the other side.
Exactly.
So that your passenger.
Like headlights.
You're looking at the headlights in any scenario, looking at the truck. So left is your passenger. So it's all dependent on where you're at around the truck.
Well, good thing they have it. Yeah, good thing they have it labeled right here.
Because they must have had that.
Yep. Left will be the driver's side of the vehicle, and left front bracket is shown in the picture below. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So left front goes up to my door, under my door right there.
Damn, she look good.
So good.
Huh?
Those wheels look so good.
I know. We've already installed the arms on the other side, but we're going to show you guys how to install the arms on this side.
All right, so they send these little flange bolts. It's kind of similar to what you get with like a gooseneck, right? There's a little tab on the back side, and under here, if you look, there's a couple of body bolt or holes that the factory plugs up. There's one right here. These little rubber plugs. So 2 of them have to come out, and all you do is take this and kind of drop it right in that hole. Press that little plastic flange back, and it'll keep it in place for you.
That's
super simple.
Super simple. That's a good idea, though.
It's kind of similar to the concept they do with like gooseneck hitches.
Does it go in there? Oh, okay. So that's different than the middle.
Yeah, each one is a little different. So the instructions tell you front, middle, and rear are all in different like bolt hole locations. Some use a factory bolt. This is where my original step was mounted in these 2 holes. And some of them use this, but this one actually does it. And if I had that in there, that bolt would be in the way. Okay. So I just take this and finagle it over these bolts. I got them both through, right?
Yep.
Just all right. There you go. That's it. Tighten those bad boys up. Now this one does have a hole for the bottom right here.
Yeah, you would just use the factory bolt, right? Or you can use a supply.
They do send one, but my factory bolt has already been in here, so I'll just go ahead and like slide that right back in there.
All right, so we're going to do the middle part, and then Devin's got the third leg.
Always.
There you go. There's your third leg.
Thanks, sir.
And I got my middle leg.
All right, so all 3 brackets on the passenger side are on now. And I tell you to leave them loose for adjustments, because obviously we want to test everything before we lock the brackets down completely, and then got to go back under here and loosen them up. So everything's just hand tight.
They have everything labeled. Left motor, right motor, obviously ground. Thinking this is power. There it is, power, inline fuse. This is legit. Now we're installing this on a 2020 body style. If you guys have an older body style, like I say older, but one generation before this one, which is Devin's body style, if you guys are interested in getting a set for this body style and you guys want to see how it looks on this truck, let me know in the comments below. See if we can get a set of steps for this truck, because those factory steps gotta go, Devin, and they just don't drop far down enough, in my opinion. I'm gonna say so far I'm pretty impressed with these steps. Yeah, we gotta run this from your battery through the bottom, and then all of this. So the instructions show that this goes under your dash, and all of these wires feed through that hole.
Nah,
no,
just these come up.
They come up. They got them for your body style. Oh hell yeah.
For
dang, it's only $11.49
for yours.
for these. I mean, yeah, these, that's like way cheaper than amp steps, but the quality is not any cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, warning, ECU must be put inside the car, so this has got to be inside the car. 2020 Duramax with 18-inch lift, 42-inch tires. Couldn't find a stool big enough, so what do? We use another Duramax. Alright, several days later, we finally figured out. We left off where we couldn't figure out why the steps weren't working. Well, as it turns out, these steps that we got from Rough Country, it was we got them right after SEMA, right?
So I think we actually got the very first set that went out as a production unit.
Yep.
They didn't make it on the truck for SEMA because SEMA started November 2nd, and these actually released November 3rd. We didn't get a pre-release set. We got a set, the very first set.
Very first production set.
Yeah, that they actually gave out. So we got those, and unfortunately what ended up happening was a couple of the harnesses went out with the pins were in the wrong spot.
They were completely backwards.
Yeah, they were completely back. On ours, they sent us an explanation as to what went on, and they had a nice little tutorial on how to repin it, and that's what we ended up doing, was repinning what was on there. On mine, there's 4 pins on the top for the OBDII plug, where normally you plug into a sensor, and your door is open, what side is open, and that way they can deploy the step. And now that we repinned it,
there you go,
they perform like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Some minor adjustments and kind of getting everything set up.
Dude, that tucks in so nicely.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is how beefy this thing is.
Yeah. Well, I have 3 arms, right? They're all steel. Yeah. This is actually the motor-driven arm right here. And then these 2 are freestanding arms that go wherever the motor goes. So what I did, anybody who gets these, to make the adjustments a little bit easier, we had everything bolted up. But on my first turn, when I got them to retract, one side would get stuck. So what we ended up doing was loosening the track where these bolt into on the front and the rear, and leaving the motor one in tight. And what that does is allow that arm to slide back and forth in the step until it finds the right position where it can move back and forth freely, lock it in place, and there it goes. Nice, everything's nice and like smooth and locked in. So some minor shimming and stuff to get everything kind of lined up evenly across. That was really it. Take a look at what they look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, both sides super smooth. They're steady. There's not like a whole lot of bounce on there like when you get on them. I mean, I'm 247 pounds and like they don't really move.
Solid.
That's it. Yeah. All 3 arms on there, nice and solid, like on the step. So there's not a lot of like floppiness to the whole thing, which is nice, because that'd be a long way to fall if they decided to come off.
Especially this truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this step is solid though. It's, look how much thicker this one is compared to your Amp Research one, but this one's actually, it's really similar to the factory 2021 steps that come on these, like the Denali Ultimate packages.
Yeah. And the only complaint that I hear is that they open so slowly.
Oh, that deploys so slow.
And they close so slowly. So I do like that it tucks up, and they had this set up perfectly to where the clearance is exactly right, like for mud flap right here.
Oh, cool.
Everything was, I mean, just pretty flawlessly designed. Like you could tell they put the research into it. mistakes happen, especially when you're on that first production set. Things are going to go wrong. Somebody put something in the wrong place. It's just what happens. I'm glad that we got it fixed. They answered right away.
Yeah.
Which
they have really good customer service.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh yeah, they answered us right away, and they sent a whole tutorial. Like, we didn't have to sit here and try to figure out which pins were wrong. They knew exactly what to do. We flipped them, and that was it. Perfect.
Yeah. So you know what the best part is though? It's about $500 cheaper than amp research steps.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the price point because the technology is, in my opinion, a little bit better than amp.
Yeah.
Amp, you basically get a set of rock lights, you know, to throw up there, and a lot of the time the amp ones that come, they don't stick real well.
Oh yeah, mine's falling.
Yeah, they don't stay real well, and I've heard that complaint quite a bit. I feel like you're getting the upgraded version where you get the light under the step is nice.
Not only that, you get 3 arms.
Yeah,
three arms,
and that's a lot to manufacture, and they still kept that price point nice and low. So I've been running on them like a week now.
Yeah.
Dude, I have 0 complaints about it. It really is honestly a great set.
All right, let me try getting in it. Oh, this makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Dude,
nice and smooth.
This compared to your factory step is so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'd be surprised like what an inch makes of difference,
Every
2
inch
inches
counts.
of difference.
Your factory step was like up here.
Yeah.
So it was solid about 1 to 2 inches.
Now, and I do like that they do still keep kind of it's hard to say factory look on this truck, but I liked the bars. I did like my bars on there. That's why I didn't change them initially. I didn't really have plans to change them, but kind of necessary because of the height of the truck.
Yeah.
It is nice that they tuck up nicely. It kind of covers that little bit of frame rail that shows right there because the truck's so tall. Normally, if it was on the ground, you'd never see the frame of this truck. But because I'm so tall, there is some frame that shows. Tucks up, covers all that up nice, and all you see is my nice, powder coated suspension up underneath. So it is that nice cover for that, and it tucks up clean.
Texture's pretty good. It's pretty grippy. Now the big question is, close the door. Let me see if it has that safety feature.
Now I will say this.
Maybe I have to step on it. I don't know.
I think you'd have to step on it. You'd have to put enough weight and leverage, because when they were binding up initially, it would like start to close and then it would just stop.
Okay.
So it did see that there was a problem and then decided to close. But
let's try again. It's just, it's not as easy to test this out, like on a regular truck where I could put my foot up
and then hold it on there.
Yeah, and hold it on there. This.
I don't know how you would do that to close the door.
There you go. Now close it. Let me see if that's enough.
I don't think you have enough leverage there yet. No, it's gonna take
Nope. Nope. That was not enough. This truck's so big I can't really test that out. Normally on a regular truck you can put your foot down and then
just stand on it.
Stand on it and test that theory, but this truck you need a parachute to get out of it. But yeah, I want to show you guys like the clearance right here. I mean, it tucks up really nice. Yeah. I'll show you guys my amp research one over there just for reference, but it tucks up pretty nice. Honestly, this is just pretty much really similar to the factory 2021 steps, as I mentioned, because the factory 2021 steps look nothing like the amp steps over there, because it is about this size and it does have LEDs on the bottom, so it's almost like they kind of replicated it from GM. There it is from the side. So not only does it clean up the look of the vehicle, because it has that stealth hidden look, but it also provides lower drop. So that way if you lift your truck, or even on a factory truck, I know some people have a hard time getting in, especially with knee surgeries or something, or if you have problems.
Amp's a great step, so don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything against amp, but for a price point when somebody may be on a budget, this cuts some of that out. You still get all those features, and it cuts down the price point for you. I'm not saying that they're super cheap, because obviously they're not super cheap by comparison to a Nerf bar you're going to spend $300 or $400 on, but you're getting a really good quality product that's below the top market price point, but you're still getting all the functionality and then some, right? Because you're getting the lights built into them, which is really, I love that. I had
I know, I'm jealous.
Yeah, the amp steps that I did, so what I ended up doing with mine was, of course, the rock lights didn't work out the way I wanted to. So I actually did LED strips and put LED strips up in and wired them where they would normally have gone. But again, you don't have to worry about that with that, because it's already done for you, and it's in there, it's protected, it's not in the weather, so you don't have to worry about the light getting messed up or the LED strips unsticking or whatever it is that you do to kind of modify it to make it work. These are built ready to go. So I do like that about it.
Other solution to amp research steps with the lights being kind of cheap, you can buy one of the rock lights. That's what we normally do, is we put one of my rock lights or two of my rock lights, and it just shines everything like it needs to. My amp research steps, the batteries are disconnected, so I'm not going to open the door. It's not going to show how it deploys, but here's a fitment on my amp research steps right here compared to that one. And honestly, the fitment is really similar. Actually, yours tucks in a little bit better underneath. Only thing is, his steps are thicker, so you may see a little bit more when you get up close. But if you're just looking at it, fitment on that is it tucks up way better than these.
I've actually had 2 people ask me, like, I stopped at a gas station before I got in the truck. How do you get in the truck? Because they didn't see the steps from a distance. I said, oh, there's drop down steps on here. So they couldn't tell that they were there. It almost mimics what the frame does right there a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so you can't tell from a distance.
And it's really funny, right? Like, we have these really big, nice trucks, and sometimes when people see that I open the door and the steps come down, that's one thing that people like freak out about. It's like you have this whole nice truck, and then people are so amused by the steps that drop down.
Things, yeah.
I've noticed that all the time. Like, people ask, how do you get in? And I open the door and the step comes down. They're like, oh my God, it was the coolest thing.
In my case, they're like, that's not enough.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know,
we need an elevator. We wanted to be one of the first people to install these and give you guys our honest opinion and review on these steps. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed. If it came down to me to buy these versus amp research steps, for the price, I don't see why anybody would not choose this product. I mean, what would you say only advantage that amp would have possibly?
Well, I'll tell you this much. Price point, these win.
Oh yeah, it's like $400 or $500 cheaper.
Availability right now,
these win.
These win, because if you call amp right now, you might be 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months waiting.
That's right, because he was supposed to get amps.
I was supposed to get amp. Unfortunately, amp shut down.
Yeah, we got these super quick. We got them within a week. It took us a couple months to actually make this video, just because we've been trying to dial in and figure out what was wrong with Stan's truck. So it's been going back and forth to Columbia and stuff. So what would you say the pros of amp research step would be? I mean, I really don't even know what I could think of. It deploys faster.
It's not beefier. It doesn't feel more stable to me, because I honestly, when I had amps, I always worried about that a little, because I mean, I'm a big dude, so me getting on there, I mean, another person added that weight to it, and that kind of always worried me, like, dude, is my arm gonna break? I do like the amp XL, but then of course you're spending more money to get the XL. Matt has the XLs on his truck, so if you guys go back to videos and look at Matt's truck, he actually has the XL version, which comes almost in a housing.
It's got its own like little Nerf bar.
Yeah, it's got a built-in housing that goes onto the truck, then the step deploys from that, but then that's bigger, that's beefier. So for stealth wise, I do like this a little bit better. I will say for the GM, I do prefer that. Now, some of the Rams, if you look at amp, they really do get up underneath there. They completely tuck under the truck, which is a good look. But with GM, and we're all GM guys, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't want something that sticks out that looks aftermarket. I want it to look as clean and factory. I say that with the truck that looks like this. That sounds like...
He wants it to look factory, guys.
Factory to me.
It's just leveled on 35s. I have amp research steps. Seeing these, the amp's design and their technology is actually like 10 years old. It's pretty much the same as how it's always been. I mean, there's a saying, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's exactly what they've been doing. Nothing's been fixed, nothing's been revised. Like minor things. But they really haven't done anything.
XL is the newest thing that has come out.
Exactly. At this point, it's slightly outdated, but it's still one of the best steps available. Price, man, rough country, you can't beat these steps, and I'm actually really impressed. We were both kind of skeptical, because we're like, amp's the only good power steps that we know of.
It's all we've ever known.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like, how is this going to compete? And truly, it's exceeded our expectations.
Absolutely.
And not only that, I've been saying for the longest time that amp research needed a competition, because they had a monopoly over power steps for the longest time. And now that there's a competition, maybe that'll allow them to step up a little bit and revise their...
come out with something new.
You always need competition. Yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the rough country power steps. We think it's a good buy. Let me know in the comments if you purchase it or if you're planning on buying it. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Like, comment, and subscribe.